Hey, Darkmoon Doll here. So I thought I'd do a video for you guys. It's not really freeform dreadlock talk based, but it does have to do with hair. So I was looking up different recipes for hair treatments involving herbs, like herbal hair rinses, and I came across something talking about oregano, using oregano as a hair rinse, and using oregano oil. But when I was looking on this site, I happened to see this article about this man named Cottrell, who evidently died at 82 years old, and this is 2014. And the reason why I bring this up is because supposedly the headline, the title of the article says Jheri Curl and Relaxer Pioneer. Did you ever wonder who that was? Who the pioneer of Jheri curls and relaxers was? I thought Madam C.J. Walker was the one that was the pioneer of relaxers and all that. But this is what they have to say about this guy. I'm just going to read this article to you guys, and I'll leave the article in the description below. So Cottrell, an innovative businessman and one of our community's original hair product mixologists, died earlier this week at the age of 82. Now, mixologist, doesn't have to do with oh god, doesn't have to do with alcoholic drinks, not with hair care. Anyway, Cottrell began his business with only $600, equipped with a typewriter and a bit of curiosity. With some extra time on his hands as a taxicab driver, Cottrell started mixing what came to be known worldwide as Proline, a hair curling product unquestionably similar to the Jheri curl. This product would be different in its obtainability to those who could not afford salon visits with hefty $200 to $300 price tags. I don't know who is paying $200, $300 for a Jheri curl. I mean, at the most, I pay $45 when I got a Carefree curl way back when in the 80s, but $200 to $300? I don't know where you were. So, soon after his mixology skills began picking up steam, Cottrell rented a warehouse with his brother James and another business partner. Proline at-home kits sold retail for $8 in stores, making Cottrell and his business partners a $4 profit per box by 1984. The same year, Forbes magazine said Proline was the biggest single product ever to hit the black cosmetics market. Initially focusing on an oil sheen product and then a detangling spritz, Cottrell and his team branched out with the Kitty Kit in 1977. I remember seeing that. A relaxer marketed to young children with textured hair. I guess I would be considered to have textured hair. Yikes. He convinced local chemical companies to let him use their chemicals up front at no charge and promised them a bigger payout later. Yeah, chemicals. Isn't that great? More chemicals to put on your scalp. Sales rose from $1 million to $10 million in the first year alone. 7 years later, he invested $500,000 in Texas Rangers, a major baseball team led by former U.S. President George W. Bush. That should tell you all. It should tell you the whole story. I don't need to read anymore. Comer sold his curly kit for $75 million to Alberta Culver. He later received a $2.5 million profit off of his investment when the club he was a part of was sold. Speaking of presidents, Mr. Cottrell held that role for a Los Angeles-based Black Businessmen's Association. In 1960s, Mr. Cottrell served in the United States Air Force, igniting his interest in political endeavors. He became the first black person on the Texas Commerce Board in 1990. He and his wife purchased Bishop College, a historically black college. Next on his agenda was to convince another black school, Paul Quinn College, to move from the small town of Waco, Texas, to Dallas. He then donated $1.7 million for their renovation expenses. 5 years later, Comer aided in helping Ron Kirk become the first black mayor of the city of Dallas. Yeah, I don't think he's like a hero. You know, inventing products that are bad for your hair. And plus, he came out with that kitty line for little kids. Little kids to put a relaxer, make their hair chemically treated. Is this something that's a hero move? Is it? Do you see what happened to Michael Jackson when he had that Jheri curl? His hair fucking went up in flames next to that light when he was on that, in the Pepsi commercial. So anyway, yeah, it's insane that people want to glorify someone like this who is just promoting unhealthy things, like promoting black people to put chemicals on their hair. These chemicals, when you put them on your head, they seep into your brain, and they affect the way that you think. They affect your health tremendously. And I know this from personal experience, because when the Jheri curls and all that shit came out, I wanted to be a part of that trend. I wanted to be doing what everybody else was doing. I didn't want my natural hair to show. I wanted it to be as processed as possible so it didn't look anything resembling like my natural hair. I had a loathing for my natural hair when I was back in the 80s. I didn't like my hair at all. It's natural state. I love it now, obviously, but back then I despised it. And I wanted to do everything I could to tame it and make it look different than what it is. And when it comes down to it, that's unhealthy. You know, not only will your hair fall out of your head, but you'll also be inhaling toxic chemicals that's going into your bloodstream, into your system. The chemicals you're putting on your scalp is sinking into your brain. So I think people should really think about, I mean, who the hell is still getting a Jheri curl, or a carefree curl, or a classy curl, or a world's a curl, or whatever, S curl? All of this stuff is just a bunch of chemical BS, and it's your choice if you want to keep on poisoning yourself. But I don't think we should, you know, celebrate this guy who created these chemicals that was killing our hair. So that's my thoughts on it. Kind of a little bit of a rant. So thanks for joining me today. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the likes and shares. And thank you for your kind comments. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about all this crazy shit. Why should we celebrate this person? Was he a hero for inventing this process that has destroyed a lot of black people's hair? No, I don't think so. So that's my words on it.
He was an exploiter.
So that's my thoughts on it. Brightest blessings to y'all, and I will see you soon.